What's up, my pilots? Angryponcho here. Welcome back to Let's Play Minecraft, but the ground is lava. So, some progress in between videos, mostly boring grinding type stuff. So first off, I've been harvesting these trees and growing them up. So I've got a fair bit of wood now. I also made this cobblestone generator here, and I used one of the pieces of obsidian we got from a chest to create the backer for it. Because you really aren't going to be able to mine through the obsidian with a stone pick before time passes and the lava refills this spot. I also put together a very nice sized farm right now. I don't know if I'll probably end up expanding it. Who knows? This will get us a good supply of emeralds from farmers. I'm probably going to sell sticks to Fletchers. That's your classic renewable ways to make money from villagers. So they're out here. FYI, I think this still works in the latest version. Crops grow faster if they're planted in rows like this. Because I think it's because the game gives a debuff if there's like 4 crops in a square, or if a crop has the same crop on all 4 sides of it or something like that. Well, all I've noticed is since planting everything in rows, it seems like my crops grow way faster now. And I remember hearing that from like 5 to 10 years ago. So maybe it's really real advice. In any case, I had to go to distant villages, which I'll talk about in a minute, and get more beets because I foolishly threw away the ones I had. I forgot that although they're useless to me, there are villagers that'll buy them. And considering the villagers have their trades get like worn out and where they won't sell you the same thing over and over and over, having a variety of crops actually is going to give us more money per interaction. So we have beets, wheat, potatoes, and carrots growing in long rows over here. And then I also started a netherrack mine. There's a bat over there. Just down here, I have been mining out the netherrack from down here. And boy, howdy, does the way I decided to light this constantly remind you that there's lava on the other side of the blocks right above your head. It's constantly dripping lava through the ceiling, and these pillars of lava are what is lighting the room, so that's fun. I've gotten a whole pile of netherrack. In fact, let me grab some more while we're here, because I've also been cooking up the netherrack to try and get some more useful stuff out of it. These nether bricks are going to be our most renewable building item. It's just easier to get netherrack than it is to get wood or even cobblestone. Another thing I've learned, or that I remembered, is you can power furnaces with buckets of lava, and it doesn't even consume the bucket, which it used to. Way back in beta, it used to consume the bucket, so it was terrible. But these days, no, it just takes the lava out, and you can actually take out the bucket right away and reuse it, and the furnace is already like set to cook. In fact, it actually cooks way more than 1 stack of items. So if you're paying attention or just are nearby, you can come back to it and put a second stack of netherrack in under on top of the flames. All right. I also built a wall over here to keep the nasties out, and yeah, it's not great. This bullshit you see on the ground here is my attempt to spawn-proof this chunk, which is a slime chunk. Slimes can only spawn if they have a clear 3x3 space on the floor. So by putting slabs in this kind of pattern, there are no 3x3 spaces that don't have a slab interrupting them. So they cannot spawn. Even though the smaller slimes can spawn in, like you see, you can get a large, medium, or a small to spawn. They only spawn if the space is big enough for a large. Kind of just a weird quirk of slime spawning. The other thing about spawning on this map is we're at -58 height, because this is a super flat world, so we're actually like underneath the 4 blocks that we're living on top of is just bedrock and then the void. So we're so far down that the spawn rate is actually really high, which means that in the areas that are far enough from us to not be within 24 blocks or whatever it is, but also far enough from the edge of lava to be dark, the mobs just fill the space. So if you look over here on these narrow paths that are like 1 bucket wide, the lava lights the whole path across. But anywhere where there's a wider platform, mobs will spawn in the center of it where it's dark. So yeah, the mob cap's basically always full because of the number of slimes and hostile mobs that spawn out there. So you may also notice the village is entirely gone. I haven't gathered up all of the dirt yet, but I have taken down all the buildings, although apparently I missed 1 floating torch pedestal. It's whatever. I'm not too concerned about it, to be honest. There's still like a couple chickens and a pig, I think. Well, there's a cat over there too. I don't really care about the farm animals all that much. They're a pain in the ass, and I don't need them for really anything. I can get books from librarians, so I don't even need cows. Speaking of villagers, I had an oopsie, and the villagers that were in that house over there, which the foundation is actually still there, which for some reason is made out of cobblestone when all the other ones were made out of cobblestone or wood on the top. This one is like in the ground like you'd expect. Strange. I had them locked in there, and there were other villagers wandering around, and I thought, you know, I could put stairs on the outside of this, but not the inside. The villagers will climb in, fall down, and then they'll all end up stuck in there. And sure enough, they did. And then I forgot that this was going to happen, and they all got killed by zombies. Oops! So I had to go all the way to the next village over there and bring these 2 assholes back in boats. So, and now they won't look at me. I don't know what the hell they're staring at, to be honest. They've been staring at the cobblestone generator and just like cracking their heads the whole time. I think they're trying to get to my bed, maybe? Like they think that's their bed? But point being, these 2 will have to be our breeding population for our village hall, which I'm planning to build in this space here. I didn't actually check to see if any of this was spawn chunks for slimes, but it looks like it's not. Otherwise, there definitely would have been some by now. The wandering trader showed up, and I bought a pumpkin. Nothing too exciting, besides that I can also sell pumpkins. And I didn't want grass to go extinct in this area because I'd have to use an enderman or get silk touch to try and get it back. So I planted a grass path from those grass patches over there that went over here, over my wall, and over to this spot. And then once it was over here, I took the path off because it was really ugly. So I just have this patch of grass here that I'll use to spread out some grass around the house and such once we have a house. I think for now, it's more important that we get our villager inventory up. And I'm not even going to bother building a breeder or anything dedicated for this. I'm just going to build a room for them to live in and fill it with beds. Because I have gone on a very long quest. And I have come back with beds from other villages. I could have harvested it from like the wool from spider silk or even from sheep. But I was just grabbing beds that were already out there. I mean, why not? And what I was really looking for wasn't beds, it was bookcases. And I finally found a village with a library in it. And I was able to get it was 2 libraries. Well, really it was 3 libraries over 2 villages, but one of them had mostly burned by the time I got to it. So I got 2 lecterns and 28 books, which is pretty great. It means we'll be able to make our first 2 villagers into librarians and then hopefully buy books from them. Granted, they'll be enchanted books, so we'll have to grind them down, but we have grindstones. And I also collect all the other job blocks from those villages, like brewing stands, cauldrons, a lot of these cutting tables, stone cutters, smithing, blast furnace, you know. And I think I also purchased kelp from the traveling salesman. I don't know if you can actually do anything with this in a super flat world. I don't know if kelp's good for anything, but I didn't think I'd be able to find any because there's no oceans, so I bought some. And then he gave me his 2 leads because I was such a good customer. Just a little, a little pro tip for you there. The rest of this loot, from the bones and the arrows and the rotten flesh, is literally just from exactly this, waiting for daylight to come. All the mobs over there burn in the sunlight, and then you go pick up the loot they drop. It's great. Yeah, these are probably, yeah, they're still cooking. Look at them go. All right, so I think let's go ahead and build ourselves a little hall for these guys to live in. So I'd like to do a variety of things, different textures. So let's get a stack of bricks, and then do I want fences? I'll probably, yeah, I'll make some windows out of fences. So let's get a little bit of that, and then I think I'm probably gonna want some slabs here to make the roof and such. I might even make the floor out of them. I like how those tend to look. It lets you put the beds on raised platforms. At least that's what it looks like. Let's make more of these. And then make some nether brick walls, too. So I really like using walls for the edges of things. And making it have like a 3D texture in the height of something. That's all we got here. What do chiseled nether bricks look like? Oh, it's got a face on it. Oh, that's pretty fucking cool, actually. I might have to make a few of those and use them for decorative purposes. Give me more nether bricks, sir. Yeah, the majority of the experience I have now, I think, is from smelting things, so. Alright, so we got some fences, some slabs. Oh, I probably want some stairs. Let's make some stairs, too. Alright, hopefully that's enough for us to make a nice little structure here. So let's just slap all that in my hotbar. And let's get inspired. The villagers are so fucking weird, dude. Alright, let's start by laying out the size of the floor, and then we'll put walls around, I think. Let's make this sizable so I can fit lots of villagers in it without it being too crowded. I'm also planning for it to be like a wing of my fortress. Because I've decided that my base here is not really going to be a house, it's going to be a fortress, like a nether fortress is. So I think maybe we could come out to here, just past the center line. I think these torches were placed on the line where the buckets were put down. Looks like some of them were. Yeah, let's see if I can make these nice so that they're actually useful as markers. I'm gonna move that one over one. Okay. Move you to here. Man, my frame rate really suffers when I'm recording. I get like 200 FPS when I'm playing most of the time, but I think when I'm recording it's closer to like 40. Crazy how that works. A pretty decent computer too. Okay, yeah, so let's do this. We'll bring it, just keep the same size symmetrically like that. Yeah, we're gonna need a lot more netherrack. Because I'm planning to use the slabs for the entire floor. Alright, so then the walls will come out to here. So I've got more bricks, don't I? Yeah. Wither skeletons only spawn in the nether, right? I feel like they don't spawn in the overworld. I know in the nether they only spawn on nether brick, which is why I'm thinking about it. I don't know if they spawn... I don't think they spawn on... I mean, that wouldn't really make sense, would it? Nah, it wouldn't make sense. Okay, so that's where the floor will be. And then I think... Yeah, I'll have the front wall come in right here. There'll have to be an interior wall that divides this room from the rest of the fortress. And I'll need to have it secured somehow so the villagers don't get out. Maybe just like with a ladder or like an airlock double door type situation. Something like that. And then if I'm going to put beds in here, I'm actually going to have raised areas in the floor where they go. So it'll look, let me do that. I'll just boop, boop like that. And then let me grab the bed. Give you an impression of what this is going to look like. Also, these blocks are so friggin' dark. Everything's dark. So the bed's like that, right? And then it looks like the bed is on a raised platform. I think if I'm going to do a window with this kind of material, I want it to be big enough that it feels like you're looking out, and it's not just like a slit that's covered in bars. Yeah, something like that size is I think, big enough to serve as a window for this prison. I mean house. So do something like that, and then brick up around it, right? Probably do vertical pillars on either side of those. And then the idea with the walls is that you use them as a middle block in the wall like that. And it gives the actual wall of your building some more depth, a little bit more texture. Yeah, so I think this is the design that I'm going to go with for this. And I can... Wow, I've already used up so much stuff, but... Yeah, that's the idea. So I'll put like a window, maybe I'll put 2 windows on this wall, and then just one over here, because I don't really want a window that just stares out into my own like wall over there. Oh boy, it's going to take a lot of nether brick to do this. Yeah, you can see these furnaces are still going over here. If we'd come back over a little quicker, I think we could have cooked a whole nother stack. But I've got plenty of netherrack, at least, so... Can you... I was going to say, can you put a hopper on top of a furnace? But then I realized I'd have to spend 5 iron to make a hopper, and right now I don't have a good renewable source of iron besides smacking iron golems, which is, like, the least safe way to get iron. Possibly the worst way. Alright, so I'm going to have to smelt up a whole bunch of this. I'm still using stone tools for all of this. I don't know. I guess once the... Do the villagers care if you kill their iron golems? I don't think so. They get mad if you hit one of the villagers. But I don't think they care if you hit the iron golems. Also, this place needs to have... I need a lightning rod. Otherwise, these guys are at risk of getting turned into witches. But if I sleep, it doesn't rain as often, so it should be fine. Oh man, the slime chunks out there are so obvious compared to the rest of it. Yeah, that chunk is a slime. There's actually a couple slime chunks over there. The foreshortening makes them look closer together than they are. All right, so I guess I'm gonna go off screen again and gather a whole bunch of more materials for this, and you know, just get these guys into their home. We'll get the villager breeding started. Okay, things look a little bit different now. Firstly, I got rid of all the trees and I moved them over to a tree farm. So I have this regular farm still. This is my tree farm, which I apparently put a little bit too close to the lava. Which is especially frustrating because not only did I lose a bunch of wood and sapling drops, I had half slabs over all of the trees so they wouldn't grow into giant trees. And now that is not the case anymore, and I am annoyed because it took a long time to get all the half slabs up there in the right place, and I feel dumb. So apparently, however much space I left over here was not far enough. I gotta figure out how far fire can spread. So let's do a little experiment. Alright, so I'm pretty sure if it's right next to it, it can burn. You know what, it might take a minute, so let's do this. And I also am not sure if it's leaves or logs that are lighting up. But let's do this. Let me knock out this first couple rows so that whatever does catch doesn't spread and I actually get some wood from my tree farm. And then I'll put blocks at various distances and we'll see which ones burn and which ones don't. So right next to it, 1 block away, 1 block away and up, 2 blocks away, 2 blocks away and up. I feel like this is like as close as it should get, right? I mean, if a tree grows here, it's not even going to put leaves here. It would be like another couple spaces up. So maybe I need to do one more test where I think leaves might actually start right there. The trees don't grow with... Oak trees don't grow with leaves. Well, no, I guess they do grow with leaves 1 block off the ground. 2 blocks out. Okay, so I guess bring that one down. I gotta say though, it doesn't look like anything is catching. I would have thought it would have gone by now. Ow! Well. Why is it burning the ground next to it? That's weird. I guess it spawns flames on nearby squares. Alright, so that's too close. I guess we'll see which ones actually end up. I'll probably just end up extending it like 3 more blocks out just to be safe. And here is the finished villager house. I have a good number of iron golems that are spawning around here now. Kept the interior design the same as before. Why are you standing in the corner and sparkling, sir? Do we have more people than we have beds again? Yep, they overbred. This guy doesn't have a bed. We'll have to add one. But yeah, let's wake somebody up and sleep. And I'll show you what I've been doing with these villagers. So basically just grinding my way through, leveling up villagers and such. I think our farmers are made it to master now. Yeah. Selling potatoes and beetroot, carrots and wheat. And I now eat golden carrots exclusively. I also have a cleric over here who sells redstone and lapis, which is nice because I don't think there's a way to get these other than trading with villagers in this world. The glowstone is also nice, but the real thing is this guy gives ender pearls, so it's an easy source for those. We don't have to go find a blue forest in the Nether. I have a weaponsmith that sells iron tools, which is nice, so I don't have to use my iron for swords or axes at least. A Fletcher that buys sticks. I figured it out at this rate. For 32 sticks for an emerald, it's like 4 logs is 1 emerald, I think. And also librarians. This guy sells infinity, which I thought would be nice for a bow. I think one of these guys, yeah, has thorns, which I think is kind of hilarious against slimes. I mean, the little ones will just kill themselves on you. And then I have a third one here. Yeah, fire protection. I figured that's probably what my armor needs to have in this world, because I'm either going to be here or in the Nether, and they have something in common. So fire protection is probably good. Plus, I don't really need anything other than feather falling to fight the Ender Dragon. And then I have a couple armorers. Just got them. I randomly re-rolled them until I got helmet and chest plate on one, and then the other 2 pieces. So I guess boots and legs on the other. I also have two toolsmiths that sell different tools, so I no longer make stone tools, I buy them. So shovels, axes on him, and this other fellow, excuse me, sir, sells hoes and pickaxes. So I now buy all my tools and weapons, and eventually, if these toolsmiths level up enough, they'll start selling diamond tools. And that's the real end goal, is to just keep leveling these guys up so that they start selling more and more useful things. But I think this is probably about it in terms of useful villager trades. I looked at the other options, and I could get like a fisherman to sell me a fishing rod, but I can make those. I think I'm probably going to end up making the rest of the villagers librarians, just because there's a lot of good enchantments. So, and it takes forever to randomly get one that you actually want. So I haven't even managed to get unbreaking or efficiency yet. Or feather falling for that matter, which is the only one that I really actually need. So we got some unemployed villagers too. This is just the output from all the trades so far. I could use a loom to make one of the villagers into to sell me different colors of wool, but I don't really think it matters. I also have enough books now to make a proper enchanting setup, so should probably do that at some point. I don't know if I want to put it in here. There's really not much room. I've let these guys be basically, they're not free range, but they are cage-free villagers. So you see they have this big space that they can move around in. Although apparently we have one too few beds. I think this room turned out pretty good. I like the raised platforms for the beds by making the floor out of half slabs, and then having the job blocks right at the ends of the beds. This means, and having them like this is a little bit nicer, I think, than having them all like locked in one-by-one cells, sitting in a boat for their entire life, or a minecart or whatever. I've also been slaying the iron golems just to continually get more iron. And I've been digging up a bunch of nether brick because, I mean, a bunch. This is a huge cavernous room now, which is honestly kind of a weird space. It reminds me, isn't there a place in LA that's like this, but with much higher ceilings? Like an underground, it's like a drainage area or something. I know there's a couple movies that have shot there. Anyway, I got a whole bunch of nether brick. So I'm going to take some of that and make regular nether brick, or nether bricks, you know, the blocks, not the items. And then I think you need nether wart in order to make the red bricks. And I want both. I want to have a variety when I build my my fortress here. But before I can do that, I need to get into the nether. And I've got a couple options. First off, I don't think I have a flint and steel. Yeah, there's no gravel. This world does not have gravel. Villages used to have gravel paths, and they don't anymore, which honestly is a good thing because it means there's a lot more dirt in the world, but it also means I don't have any way to get gravel or flint. So that fletching table in there, I found that in a village. It was actually in the first village we looked at, and for some reason I didn't pick it up. So I had to go all the way back and get it. And I found another one too out there. I went off in a different direction. So we've got 2 fletching tables. Oh, I should make a cartographer because they sell maps. And iron is such a pain to get that I think it's probably better to buy maps than to use iron on it. Yeah, I'll take that. And actually, while we're here... Oh, that looks cool! Hell yeah, dude! Ooh, I should have known that the map would look neat on this world with the entire background being lava. It also shows how weird the little borders are because it's all jagged from pouring buckets. So I did figure out that depending on how long you let the water spread, you can control exactly, you can do like 1 block at a time if you want. So like if I just wanted to fill in these 2 blocks, I could just go like that and fill them in. So I can make straight lines now if I want, which is how I made the edges out here straight, but apparently too close to the trees. I didn't even see that burn. I just was like that. I think I was AFKing to let my farm grow, and I didn't even notice. So I switched the auto furnace that I had to an auto composter because I had three furnaces down there doing their thing. Oh, I really dig the way that the map looks with all that red. It looks really cool. I'm gonna have to make some item frames. I have some leather. And I found a village with 2 cows still alive, so I built a wall around them to protect them. So hopefully they'll still be there when I go back. Got some more maps here. Let's go to the other half of our area and fill a map in there too, shall we? Oh, yeah, there it is. Cool. Just barely, like, get to the edge of it. Okay. I'm gonna hang these up somewhere. Make a couple item frames. Oh, I need one more, please. Thank you. I guess we can just put them up over here for now. Yeah, there it is. Our dwelling. I also put a wall around the edge, so. And you can see the spawn proofing for the village up there with the speckled cobble. I ended up laying the trees out in that same pattern to effectively slime proof this chunk. Oh man, it looks like some of the wood I put down in the channel burned too. How annoying. I've had that one sheep tied up long enough to get enough wool for all the beds I'll ever need. So that's something, I guess. I need to make one more, but anyway, yeah. So right now the next obvious step is I need to go to the Nether, both to get blaze rods to make ender eyes with, and to get nether wart to make a more interesting block palette. And I can also collect nether brick from a fortress rather than having to smelt all of it myself from Netherrack. It'll also give me access to like quartz and some gold, and I think they're in the basalt biome, and I think also on the edge of some lava lakes there's gravel in the Nether. So really the next step is we got to get to the Nether. So I think in between this episode and the next, I'm just going to keep trading with villagers, grinding up as much money as I can. I'll probably try and find more ways to make money. I might have to like double the size of the farm and make more farmers, because right now one farmer for each crop, they're able to buy all of one harvest, but I only get like 40 emeralds total from harvesting the farm. So it takes a while to make money. And I don't even know, like, where's... You're a toolsmith, right? Yeah, you can see, like, oh, actually, I need an emerald in order to see how much experience that will give him. But it's not very much, I don't think. Because if I do this, yeah, look at how little experience he gets from that. I need to get this guy up to master. It's like, I can buy bells, it'll probably do more, but oh my god, look at how little that is. It's like, it's going to be like 200 maybe to get him up to the next rank, where hopefully there's something more useful to buy. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do in between episodes. I'm going to grind until we get enough stuff to buy a diamond pick, because I very foolishly went down to only 2 diamonds. I had 4. I could have made a pick, but I decided to make an enchanting table instead. So, whoops. I also went quite a distance out to try and find more diamonds, and was not able to find any more, which was a bummer. Although I did find out that you can switch world types really quickly in game modes. And my friend also taught me that spectator mode is faster flying around if you just want to go look at something than creative mode is. So check this shit out. Let's get a look at our insane highway that I made. So I think our first village that we spawned in was this one over here, or that we spawned near. I think it was this one, because it was a room that had the floor on fire. Yeah, this building is where the Fletcher was. And from here, I couldn't see any other villagers or villages, so I just went this way. This took a long time. But, like, look at this. It's so... Let's see if I can get it to despawn by going far enough away. Yep. And then, boom. More villages showed up. So it looks like there's still a couple. I haven't been to that one yet. I don't want to go near it or it'll catch on fire. But yeah, this is where the other Fletcher building was. I still haven't found anything, any more diamonds. And I'm not sure what... can I look inside a chest in spectator mode? I can. I'm not sure what type of building it needs to have in order to have a chance to have diamonds. It might just be blacksmiths. I don't know. Well, point being, I checked that village, and then I made a path over to these two that were really close to each other. These are like almost one village. They're so close, but I think within the game's files, that's not quite how it works. As you can see, the villages where we don't live have not fared so well. Yeah, here's those cows I protected. There's a couple sheep and pigs in there too. So if I need to breed leather to make nice map frames or something, we can come over here and get some. Look at the... It's so sad. Oh man. This one that's still burning. I didn't even spend that much time here. They're just in like horrible little cells. The floor is burned away. Oh, it's terrible. Why is this guy safe? The inside of his house didn't catch. Interesting. Yeah, I haven't found any more diamonds yet. Maybe another village with a blacksmith will yield results, but we'll see. I'm not gonna try and fly all the way home. So yeah, between videos, I'm gonna keep grinding up what the villagers can do, and in the next episode, we'll get ourselves a diamond pick one way or the other. I'll find the diamond off screen, or I'll grind those villagers up to the point where they sell one, and we can go to the Nether, and then that'll get us access to some more resources as well as our path to the end of the game. Because good news, I looked it up, and strongholds do still generate in these worlds. What's interesting is they're going to try and generate at some other height besides on the ground. So the stronghold will probably be way over our head once we find it. So that's going to be interesting. And it's also going to take a long-ass time to travel to a stronghold while we're going one bucket at a time. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So thank y'all so much for watching. Let's see if I can de-spectate here. Bloop. Nice. And I'll see you next time when we go to the other dimension that's full of lava and pain.